Hello, I'm Chris Cochran. I'm a software engineer on the Corda 4 team. I'm just going to show a little demo of a new service lifecycle event that we've added to the Corda 4.10 release. And this new event gives Corda developers more control over the node startup sequence. So what I've set for this demo is I've got in this shell, I've got a Corda node deployed but not started yet. I'm about to start that, and in this shell window I'm going to tail the node's log file. Now in the node what I've done is I've just written a very small Corda and put that into the node, and then the Corda doesn't really do anything. It just it implements a service that takes a while to start. So I'll just quickly show you what that looks like if I can. So this is the service. It's got the Corda service annotation at the top. I've called it alpha service here, and in the initialize function, it's got a lot of logging in, so you can see what's going on. But it basically, when it's been told to initialize, it spins off another thread, and it just pretends to do some sort of processing in a loop. It just sleeps for 3 seconds at a time, and then when it's sort of finished doing all its quote unquote processing, it counts down this latch. Now this latch here is a member of the class. It starts off at 1, and it's just a latch that gets decremented when the service is finished initializing, and so that's when it initializes. It sets off a thread, and then but of course that sort of happens in a separate thread. When the initialize function exits, the service registers itself with the service hub to say I want to receive service events, and this is the service event handler function, and it only handles this new service event called before state machine start. Now the node issues this event just as it's about to start the state machine, and the node will block basically until my service returns from handling that event. So we can see here from the comments, the state machine is about to start. We're going to wait for the latch, this latch up here, to go to 0 before returning. So we just log a message saying we wait for initialization to complete. It waits on the latch, and then it logs something to say I've finished handling that event. So while this latch is non-zero, the node itself is going to wait before it starts the state machine manager. Okay, so let's see that happen. So if I start I'll start the node here, and then I'll tail the log when I see it up here. So let's see that, and it's going to start. The logs appeared, so we'll start tailing that. So we should see some activity. Right, so there we go. So we can see the main thread is telling us the alpha service to initialize, and then let's let this finish. Right, that's finished. So yeah, the main thread is setting up the service, and then this is our thread that we've spun off, say, and the service is saying I'm processing some data. So that's all happening in another thread, and then there's an event distributor thread which distributes events down to different services, and that goes into the alpha service event handler, and the event handler says, oh, I've seen the before state machine start event, but I'm waiting for initialization to complete. So this thread now, node lifecycle event distributor 0, is now waiting, and we haven't returned control back to the node. The node is waiting for the service to return. Meanwhile, in our sort of initialization thread, it's processing some data, then some more data, then some more data. Finally, it's ready. The latch gets decremented, and the event handler method realizes that and says, all right, initialization is complete. Before state machine start handling is now complete. and then it returns control back to the node, and the node, between here and here, does some more initialization, and it's now ready. And just finally, the alpha service receives the final kind of service event, which is the state machine has started. So we can see there that the node is waiting. Well, first of all, the node distributes this new event to Corda services, and then for this new event, the node is going to wait until my event handler returns before continuing with its startup processing. Okay, that's the end of that demo. Thank you very much.